afternoon and welcome to Woodbridge High School, the best school in all of the United States of America. It gives me great pleasure to announce our Cast a Can When You Cast Your Vote food drive. I'd like to introduce the best mayor in the history of the state of New Jersey. That's our own mayor, Mr. McCormick.
Thanks, pal. Wow, the history of the state of New Jersey. That's pretty good.
Yes.
That was Glenn Lotman. He's the principal of Woodbridge High School in his second year, and I tell you, since he's been here, I've never been to an event where even one Woodbridge High School kid was at that he wasn't at. He does a fantastic job, cares deeply about the kids. He lives in town, which is fortunate because it gives him the time to go to all the events. And like I said, every time I come, whether it's on site or off site, whether one of his kids is getting a Barron Arts Center award or a couple of kids are doing a poetry reading, whatever it is, he's there. So thank you, Mr. Lotman, for that introduction. And we're here today, as Glenn said, to announce the Cast a Can When You Cast Your Vote project. This is something that's really, really nice that the township helps coordinate. It goes way back to 2007 when a resident in town, Joyce Brown from Colonia, was on vacation in Rhode Island, and she saw a town up there that did it. She saw the signs on people's lawns and on the schools and in the papers, and it basically said, cast a can when you cast your vote. The whole idea is to load up the food pantries and soup kitchens before the holiday season. This is very, very important. We don't like to sometimes think about it or admit it, but people in Woodbridge do go to bed hungry. People all over the state and the country do go to bed hungry, and it's so important that we do all we can to stock up the food pantries before the holidays when people really need it most. I'd like to now ask the conscience of Woodbridge's food drives, a man who's really been coordinating these since the 90s, a long, long time ago, Mr. Peter Barcelona, and ask him if he'd say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor. As the Mayor said, our pantries are always in need. We have 11 food pantries in Woodbridge, and our pantries currently serve over 600 families per month. Our 11 food pantries operate most 8 hours a week. The need is great, and we make it very easy for you. When you cast your vote, you go to the polling places. These boxes in front of me will be at the entrance to all the polling places. Drop your donation in the boxes, and these great kids behind us will be going to the polling places and picking up the food and bringing it back to us, who will get it to the food pantries. So thank you for your donation.
Thank you, Peter. I'd like to now call up Bob from First Presbyterian Church. He's on the ground. He's the one actually that gets the food from Peter, sorts it, divides it up, allocates it, bags it, and gets it out to the people who need it. So he's just a wonderful example of the great people of Woodbridge who do the work to get the food to the people. Bob, you want to say a few words?
I just want to thank everyone in advance for their support. We do support. There are, as Peter said, there are 11 pantries, and we do share the food, and we do help as best we can. So, but thank you in advance for your support of the Cast a Can campaign.
Thank you, Bob. I want to remind everybody, Tuesday, November 3rd is Election Day. Polls are open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. And now let's see if we can get one of these wonderful students here to come up and say a few words as to why this is important.
Well, I think what we're doing here is something really important for the township. Like you mentioned before, it's something that we don't really think about, but there are people who go to bed hungry every town in the country, even Woodbridge. So I have no problem, and I'm sure nobody else here does, of taking an hour out of our time during our break to go to some of the poll places, collect some food, bring it back, especially for the holiday season coming up, that everybody can really have a meal.
Thanks, Jonathan. Tell us why you think this is important and why it's good that the students get involved in it.
I think it's good because it just helps out the community, you know. Some people, like you said, go to bed hungry, and that's not a good thought. That's not a good thing in our community. We need to help everybody out that we can, and every little step counts, you know, starting with New Jersey and then possibly moving on to another county in New Jersey, starting with Middlesex, moving on.
So tell me why it's important that high school kids recognize this as an issue.
To be honest with you, that they recognize it's a good issue. It's just good community service, and that all the kids recognize as their future goes on who they can help out and what to do in their future.
Very good. All right, excellent. Good job, man. Let's give those two guys a round of applause. Good work. So once again, November 3rd, Tuesday, a week from now, is going to be Election Day, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. No matter when you vote, early, late, in the middle, just bring your cans or boxes of non-perishable food, put them in these boxes at each of the 35 or 36 polling places in town, and the kids behind us, as well as kids from Colonia and JFK High Schools, will be assigned to collect it, bring it to Peter. Peter then does his job, divide it up, figure out who needs what with his inventory, then turns around, gets to people like Bob, and they get it out to the people who need it. As you say, 600 families is a lot. There's 30,000 households in Woodbridge, and 600 of them require this help. So it's very important that everybody chip in and help those people. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Principal Ottman.
Cast the can when you cast your vote.